Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from Kiwanis Field, as the Region Sports Network presents live audio coverage of Week 5 football between the Lake Central Indians, and they take on the LaPorte Slicers. I'm Angel Mild. I'll have the play-by-play for all of tonight's action, and joining me with the color analysis is Joe Henrich. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening. How are you doing tonight?
You know what? It's another fantastic evening. We've had nothing but great weather this football season. But, Joe, we have a good matchup coming up. Lake Central, LaPorte, two DAC teams, both coming off some tough losses. LaPorte against Chesterton, and Lake Central, of course, against the number one team, according to the rankings by the Region Sports Network, the Crown Point Bulldogs. But you've seen these LaPorte Slicers a few times, Joe. What can you tell the fans about the Slicers going into this matchup?
Yeah. I would say, one, don't look too deep into the loss against Chesterton last week. It wasn't quite as bad as it looked. Obviously, it was a close game at halftime. And all told, considering how poorly the early game went, they were a couple plays from, it being a one-score game. And obviously not the result you want, but it was a much better effort than I think the score generally would tell you. I would also say Reed Raymond, one of the better running backs in the region right now. And the defense, especially the line, did not look horrible last week.
Yeah, I will say for the LaPorte Slicers, it's kind of summarizing what you're saying. LaPorte got off to a really bad start. Within 3 minutes, they're already down 12 points as there was a bad snap that led to Chesterton starting their first drive on the 1-yard line. Took one play to score a touchdown. And then Reed Raymond fumble a carry, and it was scooped and scored up by Anderson, who ended up having a pick six later on. So meanwhile, I'm watching this LaPorte team. You're right, there were some very positives in there, especially that 2-minute offense they ran to close out the first half. But they made so many errors where they were shooting themselves in the foot. And for me, I think Aiden Punzel could also be one of the better quarterbacks in this part of the state. But the problem was there's so many drops, so many good throws are on the hands, but the receivers couldn't make plays for him.
Oh, yeah, the stats last week do not tell the full story with him at all. He made a lot of good throws deep downfield.
Oh, yeah.
And it just felt like they couldn't buy one.
Well, you look on the other side, we're talking about quarterbacks. Talk about Cam Reddick, who is the starting quarterback for the Lake Central Indians. He's committed to go play at Air Force, a D1 school, and this guy leads the team in passing and in rushing. He is an all-around athlete, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. It's a fantastic thing when you have a quarterback that can move like that. It just opens up so many different things in your offense. And I just think it makes it so hard for a defense to adapt to that because they don't know what he's going to do.
Especially when you have to put one of your linebackers in a spot to be QB spies. You also have to find someone that's as athletic as Reddick, who, against Crown Point last week, it's frustrating for anyone to play Crown Point. But again, Lake Central had some positives going into that one, but they walked away with a 42-0 loss. That puts them at 2-2 on the year and 1-1 in conference play. For LaPorte, they've now lost 10 conference games in a row. The last time they had a conference win, you have to go back to October 23 when they beat Portage 12-0. And, Joe, to add some layers to this not only being a conference game and a must-needed win for either side, it's LaPorte's senior night. So these seniors, they want to go out with a big win and win in front of their home fans.
Absolutely, and I think if you look at the schedule going forward, this is probably the best shot they're going to have to get one, because you got Michigan City in there. You've got Crown Point still to come for LaPorte. Yeah, and you're looking at that, and it's like this is your opportunity tonight to get some momentum going into that tough part of your schedule.
Yeah, you want to talk about a gauntlet for LaPorte after this. They have to go to Maryville and then Crown Point. Then they're here at home against Michigan City, and then they close out the year here at home against the Portage Indians. So it won't be for another 4 weeks where they'll have another chance against a team in their conference. Because, Maryville, Crown Point, Michigan City, those are top 5 teams on our Innigenberg rankings at the Region Sports Network. And you've seen Crown Point, you've seen how Maryville has been good, and Michigan City's really turned around. They got a big win last week against Valparaiso. Lake Central taking the field. They're wearing their white uniforms with the white pants and the black helmets. A team that has some really good, talented players. And even, you were talking about Reddick, Jacob Turley, their starting running back, started off as a quarterback, got moved to linebacker, moved to running back, and he had some good physical runs last week. He ran for 62 yards on 11 carries, which is pretty good against Crown Point's defense.
Oh, absolutely. That's a tough defense to get much of anything going against. So although you lost, you can look and say, okay, we had good things there. That's something that, against this LaPorte team, that's probably not quite as talented up front as Crown Point. It's like that. There's something there to work with.
And the big thing for LaPorte is going to have to communicate, because for Lake Central, talking about their athletes, they run a lot of options, RPOs, or even just a read option with Reddick and Turley. If you're not communicating and sticking to your assignments, it could be a long night defensively for your Slicer squad.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to be on it with the options. One mistake turns into a 50-yard gain very, very quickly. And that's how you get out of a game like this.
Waiting for the LaPorte Slicers to take their field. Good crowd on hand for this senior night. They already honored a lot of the seniors going into this matchup. And the Slicers, they're going to be wearing their orange uniforms with their black pants, which is a very sharp look. But LaPorte, they've had some tough games the last couple of weeks. They just, even against Valparaiso, they start off with a kickoff return that was punched out almost immediately. So the turnover game is going to be something for LaPorte to really harp on if they want to try and get a win today against the Indians.
Absolutely, and I think when you look at the build of your team,
right,
you're a primary running team,
yes,
obviously, because you don't have all that crazy of talent out wide. You can't afford to have turnovers with that. Your offensive output's already going to be limited. You're already relying on your defense a ton. When you're going to turn the ball over 3-4 times a game, it's over right away.
And you mentioned about how LaPorte is a run-heavy team. That's very true. But for me, what really stood out is when they had a balanced attack, that's when it kept the other teams guessing. And they couldn't really establish the run game in the second half. And for LaPorte, they established the run so they could go to the pass game and suck in those linebackers. And Penzel, he's still pretty athletic. He can roll out. He can throw well on the move. He's got a good zip to his football. He just needs his receivers to go out and make some plays for him.
Absolutely. Can you imagine some of the ones they missed on last week?
Oh, yeah.
They'll turn it around and get a couple of them.
You think that watching that film back, you could say, oh, there's 2 or 3 drops. There was too many for me to count at one point or another. And it always came up at really big times. It could be a 3rd and 5, and that wide receiver wide open. Penzel puts on a good throw, and they just simply dropped it. And it's, at the end of the day, about football, especially in this high school level, it's the team that makes the fewer amount of mistakes is going to walk away with the win. Unfortunately, it's been LaPorte making a lot of those mistakes, which has led to those losses.
Right, and you look at last week, Chesterton didn't play a particularly clean game either. There was that one section at the start of the third quarter, yes, where I think it was 3 or 4 turnovers right in a row. The ball didn't move. But you've just got to hold on to the ball if you're LaPorte here. I think you can talk to yourself and say a lot of our issues would be solved if we could just stop the turnovers.
Right. And I was really impressed with the defense. The defense for LaPorte got put into some really tough situations with their offensive inability to move the ball at times, especially in the second half. And they were getting crucial tackle for losses, turnovers. They had a really solid game. And you might look, and they gave up a good amount of points, but that was just because their bad snap, as we mentioned, 1 play, 1 yard touchdown. There was a pick six, a scoop and score. Realistically, the defense only gave up half the points last week when they weren't on the field.
Right, and I think you go into a game like tonight and you say, hey, if we can get ourselves in some better positions on defense, we got a shot in this one.
And they're led by a star edge rusher in Lucas Del Rio, who is second in this part of the state in tackles with 42. He was a DAC all-conference player and had a tackle for a loss last week against Chesterton. They also have Jack Borelli, another DAC all-conference linebacker that was all over the place. Those two are dangerous, Joe.
Absolutely. Borelli, especially last week, just jumped out on tape.
Yeah, 12 tackles and an interception late in the game.
Absolutely.
Both teams have met up at midfield. We'll see who is going to be starting off with the football. Again, Lake Central coming off a tough loss at home against Crown Point last week. Crown Point looking like they could make another run at a semi-state, make it the 3rd year in a row. Even after losing North Ehrlich, they have been mightily impressive. But these two teams are trying to break out here in the middle of the season. The referees talking out with the captains for both sides, LC and LaPorte. Thank you for joining the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Andrew Mild with Joe Henrich. Joe making his color commentator debut, so congratulations to you, Joe.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be out here tonight doing this game.
Lake Central Indians are led by Pete Culianos, second year with the team. They went 3-7 last year. All in all, he's 5-9 as the head coach of the Lake Central Indians, a graduate that was formerly at Highland. The referee's still talking it out. And Austin Eppel, in his third year as head coach of LaPorte. So LaPorte won the toss. They deferred it. They're going to be kicking it off to the Lake Central Indians. So Lake Central's offense will start going from left to right. Audio only here on the Region Sports Network, but we're happy that you're joining us on a gorgeous Friday. The Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, 77 degrees, partly cloudy. Now, a whole lot of wind to really speak of, so that will be a non-factor. Both teams talking it out. They've gone through the stats. They've watched the film. They got hyped up in the locker rooms. And, Joe, there's one thing left to do, and that's get down on the gridiron and play some football.
Absolutely. I think you got to be excited for this one. Big one for both of your teams right here in the heart of the season. And we talked a little bit about LaPorte's schedule. Lake Central's isn't much better.
Yeah, gonna get much better.
They've got Maryville, Michigan City, and Valpo down the stretch here.
The DAC is relentless. But that's a fun thing that coaches always mention when they do coach in the DAC, is that any week someone could beat someone. And this might be the time where LaPorte could snap that 10-game losing streak against conference foes. Ball being teed up. Leo Gonzalez will be booting it away for LaPorte. Fans are getting hyped up. LC Ready returned the opening kick. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Football here on the Region Sports Network. It is away. A deep kick being fielded by the returner. He'll get across the 20, cut to his right, cross the 30, and brought down around the 33-yard line. Mason Johnson returning that one for Lake Central. As we were talking about, this LC offense is led by Air Force commit Cam Reddick. Reddick on the year, 246 pass yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. We were talking about his legs, 395 yards on the ground. So over 640 yards from the line of scrimmage for Cam Reddick. Backfield with them is Turley. The referees are spotting the ball around the 33-yard line. One receiver to the right, one receiver to the left, one tight end. They put that receiver in motion, and Reddick is going to take it himself, going right up the gut, but he was tripped down almost immediately by Ethan Barr.
Yeah, pretty good play, though, to stop it before they got too much out of it. They played the option pretty well, and we talked about that before the game. This option game has got to be something you key in on if you're LaPorte, and if you're going to win this game, you've got to make plays like that all night.
I will say, even in that Chesterton game, the linebacking core did a really good job of taking away anything up the middle for Chesterton until the Trojans started stacking up that line. They're going in the pistol formation. It's a handoff to Turley up the middle. Turley keeping the legs churning as a couple of men helping them go forward, and they are past the chains. That will be a first down. The first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonmechanical.com. That was a nice physical run for Lake Central.
Absolutely. That's what you want to see starting out the game.
It gets them to the 44-yard line. Still on their side of the field, going left to right. Looking over to the sideline to get to play. Reddick walking up. His one receiver to the left and one to his right. The snap. And Turley getting another carry, and he'll tote the ball about 4 yards up to the 49-yard line. So 2nd and 5, that's a 5-yard gain. Turley a junior running back, 11 carries, 62 yards. He broke a 35-yarder in the third quarter as Crown Point was commanding in that game, but Turley, physical runner, but if he gets into open space, Joe, you cannot stop him.
No, he's a very speedy running back. It's a very complete back, I would say.
324 yards on the season. Averages around 7 yards per carry. You'll gladly take that average. They're stacking up that right side with two tight ends, and they're going to put it into the gut of one of their wide receivers who's stopping, and he gets pushed back. Logan Rotten got the handoff, and it was Del Rio on the case. And this will make it third down for Lake Central, and they need 5 yards. There's one thing, Joe, about Lake Central is they have a lot of speed, and they'll find crafty ways to get the ball in the hands of those playmakers, even if it's with the Mount Carmel transfer Logan Rotten, a two-time Illinois State champion in 2 different sports, baseball and football. 3rd and 5 from the 49. 3 receivers to the left of trips formation, 1 to the right. The ball's on the right hash. They're going to set up the pass. Reddick looking to his left, now looking to his right. He's looking to scramble. The pressure coming in. They're going to bring him down. It's Del Rio again getting to Reddick. It is 4th down as LC only lost a yard on that play. They're going to have to punt it away.
That's a big opening series for LaPorte getting that stop there. Lucas Del Rio was fantastic on that sequence there.
We were talking about him in the pregame show. DAC all-conference player, 42 tackles. He had 2 more on one set of downs to get him up to 44. That will bring up DJ Olenkamp, the most valuable punter in the DAC last year. He's got a big leg. There's his first punt, a spiraling punt. Inside the 20, it lands on the 15, rolling away towards out of bounds, and they'll go out at the 23-yard line for LaPorte. Now it's time for the LaPorte Slicers to take the field. And, Joe, as you said, you can't look at the numbers to really define LaPorte's game last week, especially offensively.
No, absolutely. Like we said, there was the drops. I didn't think the running game did too bad in the second half. They obviously keyed in a lot on Reed Raymond from the Chesterton side of things. But when you can get him going, if you could just hit on a couple of those passes, there's talent here offensively to work with.
Reed Raymond, 4th in the region in rushing yards. They're led by senior quarterback Aiden Penzo, 3rd year as LaPorte's quarterback. And it's a handoff to Raymond. Raymond looking for a hole. He found one cutting to his left, pushing forward as they are short of the 30-yard line. We'll say that's the 29.5. It's about a 6-yard gain there, making it 2nd and manageable for LaPorte. LC's got some big guys up front. They run a 3-3-5 defense. A lot of guys in the secondary, running a couple of safeties. The late substitution coming in for LaPorte. Kai Hernandez running onto the field. And now another guy running on, and he's going to run off the field. A lot of confusion going on this near LaPorte sideline. From the gun, it's a handoff to Raymond again. Raymond got another good hole created by his line, and he'll cruise to a 1st down. Being brought down at the 36-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain, and the first down for LaPorte, and that 1st down is brought to you by 4 Seasons Mechanical.
That was a fantastic run there to kind of get your offense on schedule, and I like how they're establishing the run early. You have to think at some point here, the play action is going to get into play a little bit.
Yeah, Raymond, 516 yards entering today, 6.3 average on 82 carries. That's ridiculous. It helped that he started off the season with a 267-yard game against New Prairie.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a big win for LaPorte to get early. I don't think a lot of people who don't live in this area realize it, but that is a massive rivalry between LaPorte and New Prairie.
A fake, and they give it to Raymond. Raymond spinning off of the defender, and there was a couple of Lake Central Indians there to stop him from gaining a head of steam. That tackle was from Jason Mann, the safety for Lake Central. That was about a 2-yard gain for LaPorte. But 3 plays, 3 running plays, and you got to think that play action is coming up soon, Joe.
Absolutely. At this point, you know they're expecting the run. You're getting good yardage with it. All you've got to do is get a little bit closer here before you really want to take that shot.
Referee is forcing one of the Lake Central Indians off the field, and that is Lucas Fellis. One receiver to the right, tight end lined up to the left. Penzel in the gun. He'll hand it off to Raymond. He is just being fed on this drive. He goes to his right. He's got a first down. Grab the 50, the 40, the 35, the 30. He gets pushed out of bounds around the 25. What a run.
Yeah, we've been talking about play action, but if you can pick up yards like that on the ground, you might not even need to try it.
Reed Raymond, 4 carries. He explodes for a long run there. Getting into LC territory at the 25-yard line. They're knocking on the door of getting into the red zone.
And this is a fantastic opening drive for LaPorte. Coming off these last 2 couple losses, this is exactly what you need. Your defense goes and gets a stop, and you're just pounding it downfield.
37-yard run for Reed Raymond at the 25. And Penzola is going to take it himself, going to his right. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 10. He's to the 5. He's inside the 5. And they're going to mark him down right inside that 5. 2 explosive runs. That was a 20-yard run. We were talking about Aiden Penzel throwing. He can run it a little bit too.
Absolutely. That's a big run there to get them within 5 of a touchdown here. And I think you're seeing a little bit from LaPorte. Yeah, we've got more than just Reed Raymond we can go to.
Yeah, Penzel had a rushing touchdown last week against Chesterton. And Raymond will get it. He is bear hugged immediately at the line. That was an interior lineman of Lake Central. That appeared to be Isaiah Alvarez, the first one on the scene. And they're trying to slow down this LaPorte run game. That was a 2-yard loss for LaPorte. But 2nd and goal. They're back on the football. The ball is on the right hash. 1 receiver to the left of Penzel. Penzel hands it off to Raymond. Raymond going to his left. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, LaPorte Slicers. No trickery on that drive. They kept everything on the ground. Reed Raymond finds the end zone, and the Slicers are on the board first.
A really nice job to bounce that one outside and get into the end zone. I think if you're LaPorte and you have envisioned how this game was going to start for you, I think this is pretty close to what you have down on your script.
Reed Raymond just scored his 5th touchdown on the season. Incredible stuff from LaPorte. They have to be extremely excited how this game has started. They allowed 1 first down defensively, get the ball back, go right down the field, keep it on the ground. Reed Raymond, a couple of really nice runs, and, of course, Penzel's run that got him on the 5-yard line. The extra point is good. We're going to step aside and come back for this commercial break. You're tuned into the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are brought to you by Quintel Incorporated. Ball is away, and it is a touchback called. All right, Joe, so you're the Lake Central offense. You just watched LaPorte go right down the field, kept it on the run, ground and pound. Do you think there's a sense of urgency going back on the field, watching how LaPorte went right through your defense?
I think a little bit. I think obviously you want that score back. And I think especially we're talking senior night, team coming off of 2 kind of rough losses. You don't want to give them any momentum. Once you get stopped here, they go back downfield, now all of a sudden you're down 2 scores. It's like you really want to get something on this drive.
Lake Central will start on the 20-yard line after the touchback. Reddick gets the ball and hands it off, and once again, it's LaPorte stopping the run game. And the man that came up from the pile was Ethan Bear again. A wrestler, had 22 tackles on the season, had a tackle early on. He's there again. He comes off the edge pretty quickly. And
yeah, this LaPorte defense is just doing fantastic work against the run early. I think if you're LC, you've got to try to mix it up a little bit and go with the pass. They seem to be holding to their assignments in the run game really well.
Well, you watch that Crown Point game, LC was not afraid to throw the ball deep. Reddick does have an arm. They're going to pitch it. Turley, before he can get ahead of steam, there was a slicer in the backfield tripping him up. It's Isaiah Armstrong. We had a fumble recovery last week. 2 carries, and LC's only been able to gain 1 yard. It's 3rd and 9 from the 21. This is a passing down.
Absolutely. This is not the situation you wanted to be in here, 3rd and 9. You got this defense that's already playing great, and now they've got you behind the sticks. Probably like you said, passing situation. They just kind of get to tee off.
3rd and 9 from the 21-yard line. Ball centered in the middle of the field. It's a pass play. And going over the middle of the field, and it's caught. A beautiful throw from Reddick as he found Frank Verda. And that is a Four-Season Mechanical first down. Looked like a quick slant right there. Nothing fancy.
And nothing too flashy. You just got the first down. That's all you're looking for.
That's what coaches always want to set up for their quarterback. Nice, easy completions, get their confidence up. Reddick completing the pass there and gets those chains moving as they marked him down at the 33. So early hookup from Verda gets them their second first down. Hand off to Turley. Turley's upended. Physical play early on. Leo Vargas, the middle linebacker, going for the legs, bringing him down, but good chunk there. 6 yards as we're 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Andrew Myatt with Joe Henrich. Happy to be joining you tonight on this Friday night audio-only broadcast. LaPorte leads 7-0. Reed Raymond scoring his 5th touchdown of the season. Ball is on the left hash. 2 receivers lining up to the left. No one here on this near side. Turley on the left hip. And Reddick going to take it himself. He's surging ahead, but there's a bunch of slicers trying to stop him. That will be about 3 yards there, making it 3rd and short. Another 3rd down conversion coming up for Lake Central, Joe.
Absolutely. This is a big one right here. You've got something going in the running game a little bit. If you can pick this one up, you feel pretty good going forward on this drive.
Lake Central has converted 31% of their 3rd downs this season. They can convert on their first one in their first drive. It led to them putting it away, and LaPorte going down the field and scoring a touchdown. Ball is on the left hash. 2 receivers to the right. Turley in the backfield. He's on the right hip of Reddick. Reddick and the entire Lake Central team will stop as I believe a flag has been thrown. It looks like they got a false start on one of the Lake Central Indians. And if so, that's going to be tough. You had a 3rd and 2, very manageable. This will make it 3rd and 7.
Right, you hate this. You're in a spot, you can continue running the ball. You've found a little bit of success there. Now you're back in a we have to pass situation. And frankly, the way the LaPorte defense has come out here, that's not something you want to be in.
Did see last week that LaPorte oftentimes on any crossing routes struggled to communicate. 2 routes like that led to some long touchdown passes for Chesterton where the wide receivers were wide open. We'll see if Lake Central found that in the film and might try to go to a crossing route right here. LaPorte showing blitz. Here comes the blitz. Reddick throwing over the middle of the field. It's incomplete. Tried to go back to Verda, and it's going to be 4th down. So LaPorte pulled the ears back, put some pressure in the face of Reddick. He got rid of it quickly. The pass was off the mark, and Lake Central has to punt again. And that's the thing is, bend, don't break. And if your opponent's going to make a mistake, don't let them off the hook. And that's exactly what LaPorte did right there.
Absolutely. You got a big stand there. They backed themselves up into that 3rd and 7 there, and LaPorte just covered. It was perfect.
Olenkamp got the punt away, and it lands at around the 35-yard line on the LaPorte side. And here comes those Slicers offense again. They gashed the Lake Central defense with nothing but fancy, but the run game. And if you establish that run game, as you and I were talking about, those middle linebackers have to respect it, and that could allow LaPorte to get that pass game going. And as you saw last week when they played Chesterton, when they're well-balanced, this is a formidable offense.
Absolutely. Like we said, stats don't tell the full story. There were times in that game they were moving the ball really well. They were just a play or two away.
Reed Raymond scored the touchdown. He had a good amount of carries in the first drive. Officially starting at the 36, a minute 29 to go in the first quarter. There, he is just short of the first down marker. It is 3rd and 1. And from the looks of it, that will be the end of the first quarter, as LC is in no hurry to get this play in, and they just want to take it into the second quarter. But this first quarter can be wrapped up in orange and black. The LaPorte Slicers defense did an excellent job. Their offense scored 2 touchdowns, and their special teams has also been excellent. 14-0 Slicers. You're tuning into the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. You had a concerned look.
Yeah, our stream died for a second there.
Okay.
And my ad's not firing for some reason.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
We are back. LC, 3rd and 1 on their own 26. Kept the ball on the ground twice with Jacob Turley, their junior running back. Benea's first down right here. They're down by 14 entering this second quarter. 12 minutes back up on the board. Wide receiver to the right, one to the left. QB keeper up the middle, and Reddick falls forward, and he gets a first down. That's brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical. Visit Regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, Instagram, and Region Sports Network YouTube for this week's Home Improvement Top 10 presented by Ennigenberg Exteriors. You can find them on the web at eberexteriors.com. Ball in the middle of the field, spotted it at the 28-yard line. 2 receivers to the right of Reddick. They're going from right to left. They're going to throw. Reddick throws it. It's tipped up in the air and almost intercepted.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous there. Not the worst pass in the world, a little bit high, but those deflections off the receiver's hands can get real dangerous real fast.
Off the hands of Verda. One of those moments as an LC fan on the far side of the field, you're holding your breath as you saw that ball go up into the air. Already down 14-0. The LC defense has had no answer for Reed Raymond who's close to 100 yards already on the game. As LC is getting the play call with 7 seconds left on the play clock. They got to go here. 11:28 on the board after that incomplete pass where it stopped. They get the play off in time. Going to throw again is Reddick. Reddick looking downfield. He doesn't like it. He's going to scramble, and he's going to get some yardage there. Getting it to the 33. It's a 5-yard game, making it third and manageable. And once again, Joe, LC finds himself in a big third down conversion.
Yeah, absolutely. You're thankful that you got the yardage there because it could have been a lot worse. 3rd and 5, you feel like you at least have a better shot at it. But, man, if you can't start getting into some of these 3rd and short situations, you're going to have a lot of issues moving the ball against this defense.
Cam Reddick known to look at his first look, nothing there. Take off, and it's really paid off for LC at times. 2 receivers to the right. Reddick's on the throw again. He pumps, throws over the middle of the field. Verda is going to hold that one down and get the first down. They mark him down at the 40. It's a 7-yard gain, and those chains are moving again for Lake Central. Frankie Verda really has been the security blanket for Reddick thus far. A lot of targets early on. The senior wide receiver had 4 catches entering today with 36 yards and 1 touchdown. One receiver to the right, 1 to the left. The ball on the right hash at the 40. Reddick in the gun, standing on the 35-yard line. They look over to the sideline, but the referee threw a flag. They're going to get a neutral zone infraction on LaPorte. They get Chad Rustbolt on that. And you don't want to gift LC yardage like that, Joe, especially when your team's gotten off to such a hot start.
Absolutely. That's the worst thing that can happen to you right now. You're controlling this game. You don't want to give them a shot to really get a drive going and get back in it.
Puts them on the 45. A quick pass over to the right. Frankie Verda with another reception, and he'll move the chains again.
He's come on really strong throughout the game, but especially on this drive. He's kind of been that go get us a first down guy.
Yes. We need a play to be made. Go to number 15. Oh, reliable. As Abram Lopez was in coverage, he'll get the tackle. And LC, for the first time, has entered LaPorte territory as they spotted him down at the slicer. 3 on the right hash for Lake Central. 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Reed in the backfield still, and they'll feed Reed again. Going to his right, cutting his left. He got a block from one of his wide receivers. It looked like Rotten was there to pancake a couple of slicers, and the chains are moving down the field again for Lake Central.
Yeah, that's what you're saying if you're a Lake Central fan right now. We got to feed Reed. We got to keep getting him the ball. He's picking up good yardage every time he gets it. I think that's the goal from here on out on this drive.
Christian Reed, a senior, get a lot of carries on this drive. As really haven't seen Jacob Turley since the start of this drive. You have a different running back. It looks like Turley now back in the game. 2 receivers to the left, ball on the right hash, putting the man in motion to the left. And they're going to feed Turley, but their feet get tripped up. Turley falls down onto the turf. And that's exactly what LaPorte needed. That's going to lead to a 2-yard loss, making it 2nd and 12.
Yeah, it's a really unfortunate break for the Indians there. You're driving, and you finally kind of found some answers against this LaPorte defense. And then that happens, and you're in a rough spot again.
Looks like they're going to a stretch play to that left side. Ball in the middle of the field. It's 2nd and 13 from the LaPorte 26. And so far, this is LZ's best scoring chance. A couple of drives that stalled out after 1 first down. 2 receivers to the right. They're putting Rotten in motion. Reddick going deep down the field. It's a fight for the ball. And was that caught? It is. It's a touchdown. Frank Verda going up, grabbing it off the top shelf. And LC responds. 26-yard bomb, and the 6'3 senior climbs the ladder, brings down the pigskin, and that was a much-needed touchdown for the Indians, Joe.
Absolutely. What a way to get on the board there. Obviously, you get a defender in your face, kind of thrown off the back foot a little bit. Excellent throw, better catch.
Got that 1 foot inbounds. Referees signifying it was a touchdown. Right now it's 14-6, and TJ Olencamp out there to attempt the extra point. He's 9 for 10 on PATs this year. And the extra point is good. Lake Central cuts the lead in half. It's now a 14-7 game. You're tuned into the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Have you checked out Center Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for...
That was Madden Lee, the cornerback, crashing in and stomping him. Making it 2nd and 10, keeping LaPorte at the 34 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. LaPorte scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, both on the ground, both by Reed Raymond. One receiver to the right. And it's a keep by Penzel going to his right. Penzel's got a lot of space. He's across the 45 to 50. The 45 on LC side. He goes out of bounds around the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 41. And that's the thing, Joe, you and I were talking about with Reed Raymond running the ball the way he has been. You then use him as a decoy and set up your teammates for some explosive plays. We just saw that there with Aiden Penzel.
Yeah, absolutely. When we talk about Penzel throwing, but he can run too, and that's the second time this game they've given him the rock, and he got good yardage on it.
A couple of long runs for Penzel, both well over 15 yards. One receiver to the left. They're going to hand it off to Raymond up the middle, and Raymond is trying to find somewhere to go. He'll lose a yard, pushing him back to LC's 42-yard line. You can certainly tell that LC's defense is keying in on number 1. Wherever he goes, we got to go with him.
Right, and it's hard not to after the start
Yes.
he's had in this game. He's close to 100 yards, if not over already.
Yes. You and I were trying to do the math in our head, and that's not a good idea for us here on the Region Sports Network. But with a 63-yard run, he had a 20-yard run earlier. You got to be pretty safe saying that he's in that area.
Absolutely.
One receiver to the left of Penzel. He's in the gun. And it's no longer Raymond back there. It's a different running back. He goes up the middle, and he pushes it up to the 36-yard line for a 6-yard gain. That was Bryce Jones, the junior running back. Only had 2 carries last week for 14 yards against Chesterton. Jones heading off the field. Raymond coming in after a one-play breather on a big 3rd down. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for LaPorte. I know these Slicer fans on senior night want to keep that trend going.
Absolutely, and they haven't been in 3rd down very much here, so it'll be interesting to see what play they come up with.
What helps on your last drive, you only ran 1 play and you scored.
Right.
Raymond lining up into the slot as Penzel going to roll to his right now. He's looking downfield. There's a fight for the ball, and that's caught again! Kalen Mansky with an incredible grab for a 36-yard touchdown. Is right, and it's almost intercepted. Ball falls out of bounds as a LaPorte defender went flying through the air. Jack Borelli, the DAC All-Conference player, knocking it away. It's a 3-and-out for the Indians offense.
And that's a big play for Borelli. Like we said, he had the pick 6 last week. He was looking at setting him up for another touchdown right there.
And the last thing LaPorte needed for their offense is really good field position. Olencamp putting the ball away again for the 3rd time. It's a short one with a ball rolling out of bounds on the LC side at the LaPorte 49. So here we go. LaPorte's offense created a certain buzz on this side of the field with all these fans wearing the orange and black on senior night. They've had 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. First 2 drives, they did it through the run. No pass plays. This last drive, a couple of really big pass plays is Kalen Mansky. Might be featured on the electrifying plays of the week on the Region Sports Network.
That would be hard to imagine he isn't, right?
Exactly.
That was a fantastic grab.
Starting at the 49 left hash. One receiver to the right. Penzel. It will keep it himself going to his right. And a couple of LC Indians swarm down and push him back. As an LC defender came crashing down quickly. Colin Myers on the scene. They were ready for that read option. They ran that a few times, and it's paid off for Penzel and the Slicers. It's a 2-yard loss with 2 minutes to go. This first half has gone by quickly.
Absolutely. They tend to do that when you have a lot of offense and lots of big plays.
That's true. For LaPorte, they have all 3 timeouts. One receiver to the right, Penzel. Gets the snap. Handoff, Raymond going to his right. Had a hole. Goes across the 50. And the ball is on the ground. And it's recovered by Lake Central. Raymond coughs up the ball for a second straight week. And Lucas Embry, who allowed the touchdown on the last drive, recovers the fumble. And LC will start at midfield. That's a turnover they needed.
Absolutely. And if, for LaPorte, you were in a spot where it's like if you put a drive together, you've got a shot to really put this game away. Now, you give an LC good field position, you're right back to last week. You got the turnovers again.
Well, the last drive, Wes Lalich, the sophomore quarterback, took all the snaps on that 3-and-out. Reddick is back on the field, and they're starting to spread out that offense a little bit. There's 2 receivers to his left, 2 receivers to the right. They're going from right to left on your screen. They're on the left hash. And Johnson in motion. They fake it to Johnson. And Reddick will go up the middle and run into a wall. Man, LaPorte has not made it easy for LC to run the football as Isaiah Armstrong, the big man up the middle, racks up another tackle. He had 5 last week with a fumble recovery against the Trojans. 1-yard gain. They're on the LaPorte 49. 80 seconds to go. Doesn't look like LC is in much of a hurry here. They might just try to get out of this first half. 3 receivers to the right. Reddick dropping back to pass. He's looking deep downfield. He's got a man, and it was in and out of the hands of Verda.
That was a really good throw there, and you love to haul that in.
That was right into the breadbasket. You could have asked for a better throw, and one that Frank Verda is going to be thinking about when these 2 teams hit the halftime locker room. But Abram Lopez on the coverage, timed it up perfectly, brought him down. The ball rolled away, and it's third.
Find out more. Visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Check out the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action. Visit Regionsports.com, Facebook/RegionSportsNation, or on Instagram. The electrifying plays presented by IBEW Local 697. IBEW Local 697, the electrical professionals. Couple receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 4th and 9 from the 49. They're going to roll out Reddick again. Reddick, it looks like he's going to take it himself, but then he throws at the last minute. He completes it to Green. How did he do that?
What a play to shake off that defender there and get that ball away. That's a risky move to make there, but now you keep this drive alive, and you got yourself in a pretty good position to get some points here.
Reddick was rolling out to his right, looked like he was about to take off. He even put his hands on the back of his running back, Turley, and then released a bullet to Xavier Green, who got out of bounds. It's a 10-yard game. They're now on the 39-yard line. Ball on the right hash, going right to left. They're going to throw it again. Reddick in the pocket. Plenty of time throwing his right. Man wide open, and then he dropped the ball on the adjustment. Trying to go to Logan Rotten, and Rotten had it for a moment, and then he had the ball in his hands, tried to get out of bounds, but you need the ball first. He didn't secure it, and it led to a crucial drop. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the LaPorte 39. 43.8 seconds left. LaPorte starts off with the ball in the second half as they deferred after they won the initial coin toss. And LC, one touchdown was on a passing touchdown to Frank Verda on the bomb from Reddick. Reddick drops back. He's going to his right, and a man open, and that man gets hit out of bounds. The clock will stop, and that was Andrew Kochowski, the tight end. He had 2 catches last week for 14 yards.
Good play there, very similar to the one right before it, kind of going across the defense there. This time you get it, and now you're...
The local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Can't promise for certain, but that's my understanding of how it works.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
We are back, and Olenkamp kicks it away, and it will roll out of bounds. The flag goes flying, and the clock never started. The way this first half has went, Joe, you got to think that LaPorte just going to take a knee on this ball, get into the halftime locker room, get some water in them, and chalked up this first half as a win.
Yeah, absolutely. You're feeling great here. No need to try to push it. This is a great game in front of your home fans on senior night. You got a good shot going into the second half to add on a little more and close this thing out.
With the ball going out of bounds, they're going to mark it at the 35-yard line. LaPorte walking out there. They have one timeout, and it looks like we got 5 outfielders for LC. All of them standing on the other side of the field at their own 20-yard line. It is just going to be a kneel down in the end of the first half. And what a thrilling first half we saw. And if the second half is anything like this first half, we're in for a barn burner here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. We'll be back as we have the Commissioner's Corner with Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we'll provide you a Strachan Van Til scoreboard update. Your score at halftime, LaPorte 20, LC 10. You're listening to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA. It's Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, week 5 of the high school football season approaching us. We have a girls golf sectionals beginning this week. Tell me I'm losing my mind. It doesn't seem possible that we're already there. And on top of that, October the 12th will be the pairing show for football. So help me understand what's going on.
You know, the days get shorter, coaches, and as the days get shorter, we get close to the tournament season, and that's, just right around the corner. You know, girls golf, we started back the first week of August, and they've been playing and getting better, and we're going to start the March Storage Prairie View golf.
Once again, Commissioner, thanks for your time. Be safe on the highways, and thanks for all you do.
Thanks, Coach, and everybody tune in to Friday and Saturday night as you travel home so you can listen to Coach talk about all the great games in the state.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently, and then the phone starts ringing, and I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on a Region
Summer, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
The owner of Mark Machnick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently, and then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland. And ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports mainly because I get a lot of feedback. Especially on the high school level, a lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Welcome back to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Andrew Mild, Joe Henrich. And Joe, certainly that first half packed a punch. Both sides had some explosive plays. LaPorte scoring their first 3 drives. And I would say the biggest play of the game thus far was that Reed Raymond's 63-yard rushing touchdown.
Absolutely. LaPorte goes out, gets that touchdown, gets right off the field, and then boom, you go up 2 scores right away out of the gate. And they've kind of just been rolling from there. The running game has kept going. They got the passing game going a little bit. Obviously, you've got that Reed Raymond fumble towards the end of the second quarter there that gave LC 3 points there. But ultimately, when you look at that and you come out and say, okay, we put up this much offense in the first half. Our defense played pretty well outside of a couple little mistakes on some fourth downs there. And we gave
first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonmechanical.com. And Joe, if LC allows LaPorte to run the ball the way they are right now, this will be a long second half.
Yeah, absolutely. LaPorte's running it great right now, especially between the tackles.
Shotgun, Penzel fakes it, going to his right, little stutter step there, and he is swung down at around the 35-yard line. It's a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, LaPorte's had a lot of luck with that option, but not that time.
Jacob White Hustler is credited with the tackle. The senior, 27 tackles. He had none last year. Or that last week, I should say, against Crown Point. Last year, he set the school record for the 200-meter dash. That's a fast guy playing defense for LC. Throwing his Penzel, going to his left, and what an adjustment. A beautiful grab. Those will move the chains again. The LaPorte wide receivers are answering the call as Callan Mansky. Looks like a sticky is on his gloves tonight, Joe.
Absolutely, another big grab for him, and he's been their go-to guy most of the night, getting big pickups on third down. Obviously, has the big touchdown, and I think you got to keep getting the ball to him.
Good chunk there on that quick pass. Gets them on the LC territory on their 49. One receiver to the right of the line, and it's a Raymond feed. Raymond gets 2 yards there, gets it up to the 47. Good balance from this LaPorte offense we're seeing thus far. A lot of plays on the ground. They'll mix in the pass play, but that keeps them honest on the run game.
Absolutely.
Raymond heading off. Bryce Jones, the junior running back in the game. LaPorte going left to right. At Kiwanis Field, they've already been able to milk off a good amount of time, over 3.5 minutes.
Right, and this is kind of the key coming out of the half here is grind out some clock. Hopefully you get a score here.
Denzel throwing, and it's over the head of his intended receiver, Del Rio. Del Rio came in, one of the better edge rushers you're going to find in the Doolin Athletic Conference. That time lined up as a tight end and couldn't bring down the ball as Denzel had it sail on him a bit. It's 3rd down and 8 from the LC 47. Big 3rd down right here, Joe.
Absolutely. Like we said, this drive is pivotal for both sides here. I think if LC gets off the field, you've got a good shot to go down and get right back in this game. LaPorte, you pick this up, you're not that far from putting it away.
Del Rio staying out there. Raymond getting a carry to his right. He has some space. He's across the 40. He gets out of bounds, and that will be a 1st down for LaPorte. Those chains are going to move. 3rd down and 8, and they go to their star player, Reed Raymond. This will be his 3rd 100-yard game. He had 2 in the first 2 weeks against New Prairie and Lowell. Couldn't get quite to the century mark in the last 2 weeks, but today he has exploded. And LaPorte, they're benefiting from it on this senior night. Putting the tight end in motion, lining up to the left. Penzel hands it off. It's a stretch play. Good blocking downfield as Raymond marches across and gets a 1st down again. Reed Raymond, patient, picking and choosing where he goes, puts his foot onto the turf, surges ahead. And on a 1st and 10, he'll just keep those chains moving. That was a 14-yard gain for Reed Raymond. LaPorte with 8:01 on the board. They're marching down the field. This could make this a 3-possession game. Jones going up the middle. And Jones, he gets a good amount of yards there, about a 6-yard gain there. And right now, the clock is your friend if you're LaPorte. So them being able to keep it on the run and sustain success, they're playing right into what LaPorte drew up in the halftime locker room.
Yeah, absolutely. You're LaPorte, you came out, and your plan was we're going to run it until they make us throw. And we're going to take a ton of time off the clock doing it.
They're watching the film between LC and Crown Point. The Crown Point was going up the middle, and they were getting gashes consistently against this LC defense. Raymond in the game, going to his left. Hot pursuit by a couple of LC defenders. Raymond doesn't go down, but he does get pushed out of bounds. And to make it 3rd and 6 for LaPorte, as they are on the LC 20. In the red zone now is LaPorte. They were able to convert on their last 3rd down play. Now 5 minutes have come off the board. LC needs a stop here desperately. Making this a 3-possession game, the way LaPorte has been able to milk this clock down. LC's not going to get too many more opportunities to cut at that lead. Raymond going to his right. He's in a foot race as he crossed the 15, leaps over a defender and goes out of bounds. It's a 5-yard gain, and it's going to make it 4th and very short. You're thinking the way this drive has been going, LaPorte's going to go for it.
Oh, absolutely. I think you look at it and getting the 3 points here, obviously that we're still in kind of 2-score game territory at that point. You've only got a few feet here to go.
4th and 1, just inside the 15. Raymond up the middle, and Raymond will get the 1st down. This drive keeps going for the Slicers. They're putting their hat on the run game. Reed Raymond, the bell cow for LaPorte, causing a lot of pain and troublesome thinking on the far sideline. Quick snap, and going to his left is Raymond. Raymond trying to turn the corner. He's across the 10. Good block, and he lunges forward. He's close to that marker. I believe he's going to be just short, but that's looking like it's going to be a 8-yard gain. Reed Raymond going up the gut, outside the tackles. Either way, when he has the football, he becomes a very dangerous man for the orange and black.
Yeah, absolutely. And this has been a fantastic response to that fumble at the end of the first half.
Raymond off the field, Jones in. Jones totes the ball, going up the middle, breaks a tackle, pushing him towards the end zone. Did he break the goal line? He does. Touchdown, Slicers. What an incredible drive by LaPorte's offense. They go right down the field, keeping it on the ground. And not only that, but 5 minutes and 47 seconds have come off the clock. You could have asked for a better start to this second half.
Oh, not at all. Like you said earlier, this is what you draw up coming out of the locker room. We're getting the ball, we're going down, we're going to take a ton of time off the clock and score.
Bryce Jones scores his first touchdown of the season, making it 26-7. And we saw the extra point get blocked earlier by LC's special teams. They won't get to that one, and that kick is good. What an incredible drive by LaPorte. They lead by 17. We'll take a quick break and come back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever.
For LC. Two receivers to the left. It's a play action. Going deep again. And there's some hand fighting. Receiver goes down, and there is a lot of dirty laundry being thrown around as they went back to Frank Verda. And they're going to pin that on Zaire Harmon, who was in coverage, as he bear hugged Verda, and they both fell over. That will be a 15-yard gain for Lake Central and an automatic first down. And that first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical. The thing about the deep ball is you put a lot of pressure on the defense when you go down the field like that.
Absolutely, they've got to bring defenders back. They can't just key in on the run, and that's going to open up some stuff for a Lake Central team that we know likes to run the football.
Rettig and LC get onto the ball just outside the red zone at the LaPorte 22. Two receivers lined up to the left. Reed in the backfield. They're putting a man in motion. It's a fake, and the handoff to Reed. Reed doing a little dance, and there's a lot of orange caps on him. They drag him down. A very minimal gain, maybe one there, if any. Second down. Under 4 minutes to go. LaPorte scoring their first drive of the second half, going right down the field, taking off a lot of time. LC desperately needs a touchdown here. They close out the first half with a field goal from DJ Olenkamp. That was a 31-yarder. They walked away with some points, but they much rather would have had a touchdown. Due to some confusion, had to burn some timeouts. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Rettig sees a hole, and he will take it himself. He goes ahead, and he's very close to that first down marker. Haven't seen the signal for those chains to move. If it's not a first down, it'll be 3rd and inches for Lake Central. Spot it down at the 13-yard line. He is just short. It is going to be 3rd and 1. 3 minutes to go. LC back on the ball. Picking up the tempo a little bit. Two receivers to his left. Reed in the backfield right behind Rettig. Rettig to his running back Reed, and Reed will get that first down. That first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical. First down. 2:43 to go. LC surprisingly keeping the ball on the ground. They're also giving their defense a lot of time to catch a breath on the sideline if they're on the field for over 5 minutes. They're going to need a stop if LC can score a touchdown here. Play action, man open over the middle, but the ball gets tipped away. Tight end was in the end zone, and number 0, Jermaine Kirkendall, keeps points from going up on the board for Lake Central.
Excellent coverage there. Way to get a hand in there. That could end up being a pretty big play in the outcome of this game, because that was almost certainly a touchdown.
Making it second down. Ball is on the right hash from the 12. 2:24 on the clock as it stops after the incomplete pass. One receiver to the right, one to the left. It's Verda here on our left. He's been Reddick's favorite target in this game. It's going to be a QB keeper to the left side. And going into the pile is Reddick. Reddick gets a good chunk there as he is just outside the 5. He gets to the 6. It's a 6-yard gain for LC. 2 minutes to go. A couple of long drives for each side. One by LaPorte, now one by Lake Central. Lake Central needs the points. LaPorte gladly making LC earn every yard going down the field as long as that clock keeps on ticking. Their best friend right now. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Out of the gun is Reddick. Turley on his right hip. It's a keeper, and Reddick has nowhere to go. Snowed under by a bunch of slicers. And it's Jack Borelli, the DAC All-Conference linebacker, crashing in. He is a top 3 tackler in the region. And you see right there, he read that play perfectly, right up the gut. Nowhere for Reddick to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you get this close to the end zone, every yard matters. And LaPorte's doing a great job making them earn every inch.
You know what they say, the closer you get to the end zone, the harder it becomes to score as everything becomes extremely tight. Reddick, the Air Force commit, the athlete himself, his 2 receivers to his right. They are going to set up the pass. Reddick throwing a bullet, and it's over the head of Verda. Verda was wide open on that 4th down play, and LC will walk away with no points.
That is just crushing there for the Indians. You get into the red zone, you have it, then you just can't come away with points. And now you're looking at it, and LaPorte's got the ball again, and you don't have that much time left on the clock. That's a rough one to swallow.
That play is the equivalent of having a knife throw go right through the heart. Man wide open. That's exactly what you wanted. Verda, who's been your number 1 target all game, could have asked for more separation. But the ball was off by Reddick, and that will lead LaPorte getting the ball on their own 9-yard line. Raymond gets the handoff, and he gets a couple of yards there. Tackle by Lucas Lynn. Lynn had 11 tackles last week against Crown Point, and he was the Week 4 Defensive Player of the Week, but really haven't said Lynn's name a whole lot tonight against this LaPorte offense. And LaPorte will have to run one more play. They got 4 yards there. It's 2nd and 6 from their own 13 as we are under 20 seconds to go. Man in motion. Penzel puts it into the gut of Raymond. Raymond going up the middle, and minimal gain, maybe 2 or 3 there. It'll be 3rd down, but LaPorte, they'll just sit on it and send us to the 4th quarter. The LaPorte Slicers are 12 minutes away from snapping their 10-game conference losing streak. Let's see if they can end that streak here tonight. They lead 27-10 after 3 quarters of play. You're listening to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Minutes to go. And then one player, who I assumed is getting chewed out right now on the LC sideline, jumped into the neutral zone. Penzel will keep it after he faked it to Raymond, and he'll get a yard there to make it 3rd and 9. But does get one thing done, Joe, and that keeps the clock running.
Absolutely. That's what you want if you're LaPorte here. Obviously, you want the first down here, but you've limited the number of possessions LC gets to make a comeback here.
LC has won 3 straight games against LaPorte. 2 teams that have met up every year since 2001. And LaPorte can sniff a win here. Penzel is going to pass on 3rd and 9. He has some time. He's going to take it. Scramble to his left. Puts on a juke move, and he gets dragged down by Jones. The big man, Jake Jones. 6'3", 300-pound lineman. Bringing down Penzel after he got a yard and a half. 4th down. And the clock's still moving. 2 minutes are going to be off the clock by the time LaPorte punts away the ball for the first time. At this point, LC might gamble here and see if they can block this punt and get good field position. Pirelli gets it, punts it away, just got it off in time. Fair catch being called, and the return man Johnson able to bring it down at the 47-yard line. Last time LC's offense was on the field, they went down the duration of the field. They had a man wide open in Verda. But Rettig, with a costly missed throw on 4th down, gave LaPorte the ball back. And, Joe, it's really going to take a miracle for LC to get back in this one and try to even tie it up with LaPorte down 3 possessions and under 10 minutes.
Absolutely. The fortunate part of that is the task is simple. You've got to score every possession, and you've got to do it fast.
And LC was fine with running the ball. Right now, you got to think they're going to throw it, and they are, as Rettig in the gun. 2 receivers to the right. They're going to throw. Del Rio bringing the pressure. Rettig stepping up. Rettig gets past the defenders, keeps the legs churning, and he gets into LaPorte territory up to their 45-yard line. Del Rio was shot out of a cannon on that right side. He was in the backfield in a hiccup.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic game as most of LaPorte front. I really thought he had Rettig there. It was a great play to slip out and get a few yards on that.
They're going to hand it off to Reed. Reed, first down. He needed 2 yards. He got 4. And I believe we have an injury. One of the LC players down on the turf steel as that player rips off the helmet. And that will be Andrew Kachalski. We'll step away and then come back as you're tuning into the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's
residential. 7. The ball is away. It takes a friendly LC roll, and Olenkamp shows off why he was the most valuable punter this past year in the Doolin. That's inside the 10. An incredible punt. Over 40 yards by T.J. Olenkamp. And LaPorte, if they can march down the field, keep it on the ground, and keep getting first downs, they can milk this clock away and secure a win on this senior night.
Absolutely. You have to imagine we're going to see a lot of Reed Raymond on this drive.
Call him the closer. He has been phenomenal tonight. You could have asked for a better performance by Reed Raymond. They're on the 10 with 7:15. LC loading up the box, looking to bring the pressure. Penzel hands it off to Maskey. Maskey gets off a defender and he gets swung down. LC playing for the run, and why not? As number 9 for LC ran down, that was Jacob White Hustler. 7 minutes to go. There's a 2-yard loss after the carry from Kalen Maskey, who had a touchdown catch earlier. It was one-on-one, and he leaped up, brought it down right after Verder had done it for LC on the other side. LaPorte going from right to left. 2nd and 12 from their 8. One receiver to the right. It's a handoff to Raymond, a counter play. Good blocking, and Raymond gets it past the original line of scrimmage to the 11-yard line. Lucas Felix on the play. And LaPorte more than happy to keep the ball on the ground and milk that clock away. The question that's occurring into the mind of Pete Koulianos, the head coach of LC, is when do you start using those timeouts?
Absolutely. You've got to start thinking about it pretty soon here. You don't have a whole lot of time left on the clock.
Past 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Andrew Mild, Joe Henrich on the Region Sports Network. Thank you for joining us. It's a play action. Penzel throwing while on the move. He's got a man open. It's a first down for LaPorte. And a flag being thrown. Looking like we're going to get a 15 yards tacked on. Dane Ferguson for LaPorte making a play on 3rd down. Wow. LaPorte up 17. Rolled the dice a bit. Play action, roll out to the right, complete it. The flag over by the 11. An eligible man downfield. With a horse collar. So the penalties are going to offset. So that play, as if it never happened, wipe it off the board. So a legal man downfield, and then a horse collar tackle. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 9 play for LaPorte.
Yeah, that's a bit of a killer for LaPorte there. Obviously, you're in a position it's not that bad, but that play basically put the game away, and now it's gone.
Clock at 5:35. They just started it. And LaPorte can run 25 seconds off the clock right now if they choose to. One receiver to the left. Raymond in the backfield with Penzel. One tight end to the right. That's Ferguson, who had a first down initially. The little man downfield called it back. Penzel setting up the throw. He's going to let one rip, and it's incomplete. Just outside the reach of Mansky. And it will be 4th down. That will stop the clock at 5 minutes and 11 seconds. And LaPorte will punt it again. Ran a good route, had the man. That Penzel's throw was a little off. LC was able to get past the 50-yard line to the LaPorte territory, but 2 sacks by Del Rio. And a couple of other slicers. It's a high punt, and it falls, rolls backwards for a LaPorte bounce, and it can keep on rolling as it stops at the 41-yard line. Good punt by Borelli. And LC needs some answers on offense. They've really stalled a bunch tonight. But the LaPorte defense, as we talked about, Joe, a criminally underrated linebacking core you're going to find in the Dueling Athletic Conference. heavily slept on, and they've had themselves a good night. Really been frustrating for LC all in all offensively.
Absolutely, and it hasn't just been the run game. They've frustrated the passing game. They've gotten to Reddick a couple times here.
There was a flag. I believe they got roughing the punter. And another mistake by LC. They can't stop making them. They have shot themselves in the foot time and time again. And LaPorte is back on the field with 5 minutes to go.
5 minutes to go here, fourth quarter.
And that will certainly make LaPorte happy. They'll gladly let LC keep making those mistakes. And LaPorte can smell a win. A light at the end of the tunnel is right there. Reed Raymond with the give, going to his right, gets around a defender, stiffs on another guy, and he'll go out of bounds. Clock will keep on moving as this drive starts at the 26-yard line on LaPorte's side. Now a 3 or 4 yard gain there by Reed Raymond. And Joe, you got a feel for the LC defenders. A few times tonight, especially in the second half, they had stopped the LaPorte offense. Neutral zone infraction, automatic first down. Roughing the punter, automatic first down.
Absolutely. It's been special teams mistakes back-to-back right here.
2nd and 7. Penzel throwing. He completes it on a quick pass to Cameron McCarthy, a senior, making a catch on his senior night. And they're just short of the first down marker. Got him past the 35. They need to get to the 36. Well, now they're going to move those chains. Chains with the delayed movement now. It is a first down. Brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical. McCarthy lined up to that far right. Raymond in the backfield right behind Penzel. 4:15 left in this contest. 27-10 LaPorte. They have not allowed, as it looks like they're going to pin that on Vincent Balich. 27-10. Don't forget, we'll have the post-game show. We'll discuss tonight's game and how LaPorte was able to get the win. And then we'll give you some scores around the region. Don't forget, you also can tune into the RSN Zone, which I'll be hosting next week. Looking forward to that. Going to check out the Athletic Performance Center, the new headquarters of the Region Sports Network. Mark off some yards there. 15 yards up to the 40-yard line, 1:18. And we'll see how LC goes about this. They can just keep the ball on the ground, let this clock run out, and head for the buses and hope to adjust going into next week, where it's not going to get any easier for LC. They have a game against Michigan City. And as you and I were talking about, Joe, LaPorte's about to run into the gauntlet of their schedule. I mean, it's not going to be easy for them. They have 2 road games against Maryville and Crown Point, and then they have 2 home games to close out the year against Michigan City and Portage. Reddick going to throw, going to the near side, caught, and it will be about a 7 to 8 yard gain. That was a long throw off to the right, and it was completed to Frankie Tafora. Under a minute. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Reddick going to throw again. He has time. He's stepping up. Here comes the pressure. He spins out of it. Going to his left, still looking. Throwing it towards his bench, and it's too high, as it is going to be a personal foul penalty. Looks like they tried to go back to Verda, and a hit by Jack Borelli. The clock stops at 35.2 seconds. Some of the fans are already heading for the exits. Others still sitting in their seats, ready to celebrate a win.
So, effort play, but unnecessary.
And it is going to be a 15-yard personal foul penalty. And what a win, Joe, by Austin Eppel, the third-year head coach for LaPorte. He took over a program that went through 4 different head coaches in 4 years. And it hasn't been easy, as LaPorte went winless last year, 0-10. They started off the year with a big win, as you talked about earlier, against New Prairie. This is going to be the biggest win of his tenure. It'll be their first conference win since they beat Portage in October of 23. Quick throw to the right. It is completed to Rotten. Rotten across the 30 to the 29-yard line. An 8-yard gain. And LC taking a timeout. Their first. And we will take a break here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
We are back, and it's been all LaPorte, and they are 22 seconds away from getting the win. Andrew Mile, Joe Henrich. Joe not only doing a color, but also producing. He's doing an excellent job tonight, especially in the hottest press box possibly in the DAC. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. LaPorte dropping back some defenders, expecting the pass. Here comes the pressure. Reddick running out of it. He will get across the chains for a first down, fall forward past the 20-yard line to the 19. 10-yard gain, 11.4 seconds left. And the clock is started. 8 seconds and a spike. And Joe, it looks like LC is using these last couple of seconds to practice this as a 2-minute drill that could pay off down the road. As we talked about, the schedule is not going to get easy for either of these teams going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, this game's out of hand right now at this point. But there are things you can learn. There are things you can take from it. And like you said, they're going into this gauntlet at the end of their schedule. If they can find a play or two that they can use, it's worth doing.
7.9 seconds still left on the clock. Ball on the left hash. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left of Reddick. Turley in the backfield. Reddick going to his right. Clock still running down. Reddick throwing it out of bounds, and we're less than a second away from this game finding its conclusion. As LC will get to go for the end zone one more time. It's 3rd down as LaPorte is going to get the win tonight. The seniors on their senior night will get a conference win against LC, and LaPorte is going to take a timeout to allow the fans to support their seniors as they walk off the field. And all the LaPorte Slicers ready to celebrate this key win. Stand by the 50-yard line. They are ready to party, Joe. They're already starting to get the Gatorade ready, and man, it was definitely a win they needed.
Absolutely, and I think, we talk about it on senior night and it's such a big deal, but also for a lot of these seniors, especially the ones that maybe didn't catch on until their junior year, this might be their first time experiencing a conference win. And I think it's awesome that you get to come out and you get the chance to experience that, especially at home on your senior night.
Well, 20, 30 years from now, a lot of these players are going to sit around and talk about how on their senior night they were able to get a conference win against the Lake Central Indians. 0.8 seconds left. That is it in this game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Reddick going to his left, and he will connect for a touchdown, and it's Frank Verda. And this game will end on a touchdown. And it doesn't look like LC is going to kick the extra point, I believe. It's 27-16, and LaPorte's still out there. The game is over, but the way that LC just scored to end the game, they might kick it. No, it doesn't look like it. Cruciano's not worried about the extra point. This game is over, and the LaPorte Slicers have snapped a 10-game conference losing streak, and they do it on their senior night here in 2025. All phases of the game, their offense with their pass and run game, their defense, their special teams, LaPorte could do no wrong, and their fans get to celebrate here at Kiwanis Field. Your final score, the Slicers 27, the Indians of Lake Central 16. Me and Joe will step aside. We'll come back to wrap up tonight's broadcast as you're listening to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
All night, every time they needed a big play, you knew exactly who was getting the ball. I don't know who would have been a better pick for superhero of the game.
Next up is the blue collar play of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And you got to give this guy a lot of credit. He got a lot of targets, brought in a lot of passes, even scored 2 touchdowns. That is the senior Frank Verda.
Yeah, it's hard to dispute what Verda did tonight. Obviously, it's overshadowed because of Raymond and the fact that they didn't get the win tonight. But there was a section, especially in that second quarter, where it felt like every LC play was designed to get him the ball and he was delivering.
Verda, 4 receptions, 36 yards going into today with 1 touchdown. He walks away with 2. He's up to 3 touchdowns on the year. And finally, it's the proud to be Union play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a Union Iron worker. And we talked about Reed Raymond. I want to go right back to it. The 63-yard rushing touchdown. Going back in hindsight, that was the nail in the coffin already for Lake Central.
Yeah, no, that was the moment for LaPorte where it goes from, okay, we've got a chance in this one, to we're going to be the bullies the rest of the night. They got that 2-score lead and they never relinquished it.
Also, I would say an honorable mention will be Kalen Maskey's Moss as he caught over a defender in the end zone for another crucial touchdown after LC scored their first touchdown of the game. Joe, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Overall, just a great win for LaPorte.
Yes.
I think watching them the last couple of weeks, you could tell that they were tough and there was good culture there, but things just weren't quite working out. It's nice to see them get this win. But overall, great night for football. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me here today on the Region Sports Network.
We're going to give out some thank yous to management executive producer Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, operations manager, sales manager Heather Ames, coordinating producer Zach Miller, that's Miller with 2 I's, and sports director Mike Dewan. For the coaches at LC, Pete Kulianos and LaPorte, Austin Eppel, the athletic directors Chris Enyart of Lake Central, and LaPorte Steve Santana, who did a great job hosting us. We had a great time coming out here to LaPorte to cover tonight's game. And, of course, the viewers at Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, regionsports.com, and IHSAA Champions Network. For my producer and partner tonight, Joe Henrich, I've been Andrew Mild. This has been the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.